I'd like to welcome everyone to the regularly scheduled meeting of the City of Florence Planning Commission for Tuesday, April 22nd. We have 3 items of new business on the agenda tonight. We have a request for preliminary plan approval for .714 acres located at 203 South Scott Drive. The applicant is Brooks Madison. We also have a request for rezoning from R1 to R3 for 13.5 acres on County Road 47. This is a review of a previously applied for rezoning request. We also have a request for an amendment to the West Village PUD for the 1.074 acres located at 609 and 627 West College Street. The applicant is the Broadway Group, LLC. There in general business, we have a report of the technical committee. We will add that to number 3, the new business for the public hearings for a general request for an amendment to the West Village PUD. And with that, Mr. Smith, how are you today? Do you have a report for us on the first?
I do, Mr. Chairman. This property is located at the northwest corner of the Scott Drive, Pamplin Avenue, or very close to that intersection. The applicant is requesting preliminary plan approval for the property located at 203 South Scott Drive. The current zoning is R1 single-family residential with 1 existing single-family structure totaling 1,827 square foot. The applicant wishes to subdivide the existing lot into 2 lots in order to construct another residential structure measuring approximately 1,200 square foot. Both proposed lots meet the 10,000 square foot minimum lot size required in an R1 zoning classification. This proposal conforms to the City of Florence comprehensive plan, both pre and post condition. Departmental comment, Mr. Chairman, preliminary plan approval is recommended subject to the following. Number 1, the probate judge's signature certificate must be changed from Will Motlow to Sarah Holmes. Number 2, all other departmental comments must be satisfied. Mr. Chairman, preliminary plan approval is valid for a time frame of 6 months. If general or final approval has not been submitted or an extension been granted in the 6-month time frame, preliminary plan approval will be void. Mr. Chairman, the applicant's representative is in attendance. They were given a copy of the comments prior to this meeting, and all adjoining property owners have been notified.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. In general review of this application, it seems to fall within the regularly prescribed applications for this type of preliminary plan approval. Any additional comments you might think of that would cause a problem with this particular application?
Not at this time. Okay. All departmental comments concurred with some of the annotations, some with no comment.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone here to speak to this application? Yes, sir. Would you please give us your name and address? Or though you've been here more than once before.
Yes, sir.
For the record.
Good evening, Campbell Cook, 2923 North Jackson Highway, Sheffield, Alabama. Just wanted to say there's really no comments. The biggest was for the wastewater there, and the biggest concern is that the sewer is not extended to our property. So we're going to go and do a private sewer easement along the parent tracts parcel, which would be the east side of that property, or I guess that would be the north side, Ben, if I'm correct.
Yes.
The north side.
Not to interrupt, I would call the commission's attention to the additional drawings that have been submitted to
Yes,
us
sir.
for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A private sewer easement will be done prior to final plat approval to get access to the existing sewer line there.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Very important for this application.
Mr. Chairman, I should add, since that has been determined, it needs to be on any future submittals shown.
Any
Yes, sir.
questions about that?
No, sir.
Very good. Any questions for the department?
I do, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am.
And looking at, and thank you for reminding us that this is there. I wanted to make sure that I understood how Lot 2 and Lot 1, how people will come and go from those. Will both ingress and egress be on Scott?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I was just making sure. I didn't see that notated and trying to understand what the goal is to make 2 longer rectangular lots, yes?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
Thank you.
I'm sure that will be addressed on the final plat.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Any other questions? That was a good question. Thank you, Ms. Eubanks. Any other questions for the department? Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. Anyone else here to speak to this application? Hearing none, I'll close the floor at this time. This is a preliminary plan approval. We will be seeing this again, of course, with the additional notations that we did just talk about, as well as the private easement that will be coming up available. If not, I will entertain a motion for a request for preliminary plan approval from the commission, if there's not any other comments or recommendations from the commission.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you very much, Ms. Eubanks. I have a motion. Do I have a second? Thank you very much, Ms. Hubbard. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor by show of hands. Thank you very much. We will continue along. And again, there are several indications in this particular commission report with additional reports that we have been provided by the planning department. Thank you, Ms. Bailey, as well as the department for everything that you provide for us in these situations. The next application we have is a request for rezoning and annexation. Again, the planning commission is a recommending body for both annexation and rezoning. In this case, we have seen this before from Southern Properties LLC and the applicant AP3 LLC for County Road 47 for a request for rezoning for 13.5 acres south of Brentbrook subdivision. It has been reviewed and approved originally, but since then, thanks to the department and their research and all that they do, that there was a, how can I say, a hiccup or an omission in their application as to the actual owners of the property at that time. And again, you've seen these before, but we have the additional sketches and diagrams provided for us in the surveys. Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you just said, y'all reviewed and recommended this back in February of '05, and there was a hiccup at that applicant. 25, yeah. Thank you. There was a hiccup in that application. The applicant is back requesting for the rezoning portion again. The annexation was okay. So this is just for the rezoning portion. There is a typo on the report. Rezoning for the 13.5 acres on County Road 47 south of Bentbrook subdivision. The applicant wishes to rezone the property to R3 multifamily residential to construct 11 multifamily duplexes with 22 total units and 69 parking spaces. The applicant could be allowed 232 units under the City of Florence zoning ordinance. The applicant has proposed to construct 9% of what is allowed on the site. Mr. Chairman, this proposal conforms to the City of Florence comprehensive plan, both pre and post condition. Departmental comments, Mr. Chairman, rezoning is recommended subject to the following. The property must be annexed before advertisement for rezoning can begin. If given a recommendation for rezoning, a plat is required conveying all required easements. A legal description in word format written to the center lines of all adjoining rights-of-ways is required for advertisement purposes. All other departmental comments are satisfied. Once the plat and legal description has been submitted to this office will forward the request to the Florence City Council for advertisement and final action. Mr. Chairman, the applicant's representative is in attendance. They were given a copy of the comments prior to this meeting. All adjoining property owners were re-notified and a new sign was posted. And I should say, and I don't think I mentioned it, this request has not changed since the prior meeting.
No, that was, of course, going to be my next question. Is there any change to the report or anything since then? Again, is there any questions for the department on this? We have reviewed this extensively last time that we reviewed this request, and heard comments from anyone in attendance at that time at the public hearing as well. So, are there any questions for the department on this request? Thank you very much. Is there anyone here to speak to this application? As this is a public hearing at this time, if anyone here is to speak, if the applicant's representative would like to speak, again, please identify yourself.
Yes, sir. Campbell Cook, 2923 North Jackson Highway, Sheffield, Alabama. Just to bounce off of what Ben said, nothing has changed in our application other than the owner's name. We had a little bit of a hiccup there last meeting, and we've gotten that straightened out, and that's the only thing changed in this application.
As all of us has been here with all of the applications and wording, I'm sure none of us have made a mistake like this before, but occasionally we do have to address these kind of things. But thank you very much for
Yes, sir.
attending and changing anything that we need to change, just to make sure that we are clear in what we're doing here. Any questions for the applicant's representative? Thank you very much. Hearing none, thank you, Mr. Cook, as always. Is there anyone else here to speak to this application? Anyone at all? Hearing none, I will now close the public hearing on this application for annexation, request for annexation and rezoning. Again, we are only a recommending commission at this point. For the commission, are there any questions or discussion on this application? Ms. Bailey or Mr. Smith, since we are redoing this, can we do this in mass, or would you like to hear us also make two different motions on this?
No, you only need to vote on a recommendation for rezoning.
Okay,
That's all.
then I would like for a motion for recommendation rezoning, unless we have changed our minds about it since then.
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Abernathy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pride. I have a motion and a second. Any other further discussion? All in favor by show of hands. Thank you very much. And with that, we can move on to our last and final request. Sorry, Miss Albright, I'm pushing you through here. I appreciate that. Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This property is located, and if you will remember, when the West Village PUD Planned Unit Development originally came before us, there was a piece of property located there as future grocer. They are now back to amend the West Village PUD. The property is located at 609 and 627 West College Street. The two existing structures would be demolished to construct one proposed commercial structure measuring at 10,640 square foot. The City of Florence Planning Commission Technical Committee has reviewed and required a monument sign in lieu of a pole-mounted pylon sign, a dumpster enclosure, and details on the required retaining walls. The developer has provided all the required changes, and the Tech Committee has reconvened and approved them. This proposal conforms to the City of Florence Comprehensive Plan as an infill development. The term infill development refers to building within undeveloped and or underutilized lands within existing development patterns. Infill development is critical to accommodating growth and redesigning cities to be environmentally and socially sustainable by reducing urban sprawl and the costs associated with building and maintaining infrastructure. Departmental comment, Mr. Chairman. An amendment to the West Village PUD is recommended subject to the following. Number one, the required plat sheets for the West Village PUD recorded in the Lauderdale County Probate Judge's Office must be updated to include the proposed amendment for the commercial structure. Number two, the updated plat sheets must include all required easements for the original West Village PUD as well as the required easements for the amended portion. Number three, the updated plat sheets must be submitted to this office before the issuance of building permits. A check in the amount of $100 made payable to the Lauderdale County Probate Judge's Office is required for recording fees. All other departmental comments must be satisfied. Mr. Chairman, the applicant's representative is in attendance, and she was given a copy of the comments prior to this meeting.
Thank you very much. Any questions for the department at this time? And again, Mr. Smith, this is an amendment to the previously passed PUD.
And I shall say that the property involved in this, the rezoning portion was done when the original PUD application came in. So this is truly just an amendment to the PUD.
Okay. As an amendment to the PUD, since this was a zoning issue at that time, is this a recommendation?
No, this would be an approval.
Okay.
The rezoning was done during the time
So
of
it's
the
just
original.
approval to an amendment. Thank you very much for that clarification for both the audience as well as the commission at this time. Is there any questions for the department on this request?
I have one,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Chairman. Mr. Smith, you mentioned that all the questions from the technical committee were satisfied. Are we going to go into what that was for the benefit of the commission?
I think that's a very good idea, Ms. Eubanks.
Thank you.
For the commission's edification at this time, the technical committee, I was going to actually thank the technical committee, who was consisting at that time of Mr. Abernathy, Ms. Eubanks, as well as Ms. Hammett, that was able to attend all of these meetings that extensively reviewed the request and then went through what our requirements were generally for a PUD. And we requested that given the neighborhood that it was, that it came back with a monument sign instead of a pole sign for this particular application, that the building edifices contained both brick and a manufactured siding and not just a vinyl siding at that time. And also the dumpsters themselves were in an enclosed space and not just out and open in which they were. And to their benefit, they did come back with segmented blocking. They came back with manufactured siding at the time. And a monument sign was all had and supplied by Dollar General without any real problems or questions at that time. So I will applaud those, not only the technical committee, but also Dollar General and their developers being very willing to accommodate such a nice plan at that time to keep going forward. So that's where we were. That's why you find these recommendations from the technical committee. That's why I'll combine the technical committee's report into this application at that time, that it was approved by all involved in that. Any other questions from the commission or anyone else? Is the applicant here to speak to this recommendation? Yes, ma'am. If you would come to the podium, please identify yourself, give your name and address, that sort of thing, affiliation,
Yes.
just for the record.
Absolutely. Good evening. I'm Tara Bennett. I'm with the Broadway Group. We are the developer and the applicant for this application. I also want to say my thanks to Mr. Smith for his assistance throughout the application process and the technical review committee for their prompt comments so that we could address those. I'm here to answer any questions that the Planning Commission may have, and we are just looking forward to hopefully your approval of our request tonight and being able to move forward with our development plans.
Thank you, Ms. Bennett. Any questions for the developers or the applicant's representative? Thank you. We do have a really good department here that tries their best. I appreciate you working with them and with us
Absolutely.
in this development. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Any
you
other
all.
questions? Thank you. Is there anyone else here to speak to this application at this time? Thank you very much. I will close the floor at this time. We have a request for an amendment to this PUD that is now in front of us, that we have seen before, and now we have an addition to it. So as this project moves along forthcomingly, are there any questions for the department or any discussions among the commission? Hearing none, do I have a motion for an improvement to an amendment of the West Village LLC PUD?
Motion.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jones. Good to have you with us. It certainly is. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you very much, Ms. Eubanks. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor by show of hands? you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Bennett, for your attendance here tonight and for your presentation. You have our recommendation for that and our approval. Moving on, since we combined the general business of the report of the technical committee, which everything that the technical committee asked for was approved and provided for by the Broadway group. We'll close general business and go on to other business with the approval of the minutes of March 25th, 2025. Ms. Hubbard?
They look wonderful, as usual. Motion to approve.
Thank you very much. I have a motion. Do I have a second? Thank you very much, Mr. Prine. All in favor by show of hands? Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. That's right. We've, that's right. We've got you, Ms. Jones. And abstention by Ms. Jones.
Just as a housekeeping item.
Please do.
We need a motion for, to accept the report of the technical committee, and then it will be included as part of the record.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bailey. Again, the technical committee did a bang-up job. They met twice, they had all these hard requirements for the developer to comply with our subdivision requirements as well as the scope and nature of this PUD, come to a very important area. So I would like a request for the admission or approval of the report of the technical committee as it comes through.
How could you deny that? Motion to approve.
Okay, motion to approve. I'll abstain from approving it. Is anyone else? Thank you very much, Ms. Jones. All in favor by show of hands? Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Ms. Bailey. We've approved our minutes now to the director's report as she continues to keep us in line with what we were supposed to do when we do it. Ms. Bailey.
I don't have anything, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to item 3 in the chairman's report, I again want to thank the technical committee for meeting twice and also paying great attention to detail in this. It means a lot as we move along through this, as well as the department, Ms. Albright, for attending all those meetings, keeping notes and making sure that we are there, Mr. Smith for leading those. We have a great department that continues to keep us in line and instead and for the betterment of the city of Florence. And with that, if there are any other comments from commission members? Well, Ms. Jones, good to have you with us.
Thank you.
It certainly is. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are adjourned.